One last point that I want to make is, and we talked about this, and I would be remiss if we didn't bring it up, which is this big picture progression that we kind of talked about before off air. And it has to do with, and I'll let you explain it, but it has to do with why a lot of people maybe don't feel like time management has worked for them. And it turns out that maybe they're going about it in the reverse order. Unpack that a little bit, if you don't mind, in terms of how ADHD might actually be, or probably is, the root cause to some of this, because I think that will help some people out.
Yeah. Most people don't think, well, I need to manage my time better. They just think I'm overwhelmed. And maybe the culprit is time management. But what I found is when I work with people with ADHD, the time management gurus out there and all of the normal trainings that you get on time management don't work for them. And then they get frustrated and they get down. They're like, what's wrong with me? Well, it's because they weren't designed for an ADHD brain. And one of my big philosophies is to help people understand the way their brain is wired so that they can work with it and
Right.
actually leverage the strengths instead of fighting against it and trying to be somebody that they're not. Um, I mean, we could have a whole nother podcast on all of the famous successful people that are creatives that have ADHD and actually attribute their success to having ADHD. And it's
Right.
because they figured out how to work with it and
Right.
embrace it. I get so irritated when I get in these supposed support groups for ADHD, and it's just a big whine fest. People just
Right.
want to complain, and
Right.
they make all these, silly reels and TikTok videos and say,
Right.
oh my, here's my brain on ADHD. And it's like, no,
Right.
it's not. You're just lazy.
Right.
Or you're
Right.
just, that was a dumb decision or whatever.
Right.
But
Right.
we can't blame everything on ADHD because it can actually be a competitive edge and entrepreneurship. If you learn how to work with it, you can leverage things like hyper focus, where you really hone
Right.
in on something that you're passionate about and interested in, and
Right.
block out everything else and really
Right.
be super productive.